For those who are not here at the beer club, welcome to join in as well. The club that's been around for about 13 years now, I'd say. Meeting in various places, and we meet the last Thursday of each month, and we just taste free beer. We have a rep here talking to us about the brewery, how it started, and then we pass around beers and we try it. This month we have Athletic Brewing. They do really high-end craft non-alcoholic beer, which you may think because it's something that
out there
most people wouldn't drink, but it's really an up-and-coming category of beer, and we want to have something here for dry January. Just toast amongst yourselves, but try to keep it down so we can hear the speaker. And without further ado, I introduce Joy from Athletics.
I'm the sales manager for New York City.
You feel like I was picking
Walking away.
Quickly, a little bit about our brewery. We were founded in 2017. Our founders are Fish.
Well, you're not having no, we're having
it. We'd be assistants today.
I used to work in finance in Manhattan. In 2014, he had this idea. He wanted to create non-alcoholic beer that was made in a craft style. So he went around trying to find a partner for this venture. He asked about 200 brewers, and only John Walker said yes to this idea. John Walker used to be the head brewer at 2nd Street Brewery in Staten. So he is a very experienced alcoholic brewer as well. So they worked on that first recipe for about 2 years. We started distribution in 2017. Our first brewery was set up in Stratford, Connecticut in 2017. We expanded to the West Coast in 2020 by buying out the Ballast Point Brewery in San Diego. And then we also finished our 3rd brewery in Milford, Connecticut in 2022. Since founded in 2017, now we are the 13th largest craft brewery in the country, and our Milford facility is the largest non-alcoholic brewery in the world.
Wow.
Tonight we'll be going through 4 of our beers, starting with Rum Wild, which is our flagship IPA, going into Upside Down, which is our golden ale, and then we'll do Free Wave, which is a double hazy IPA, and then our seasonal right now, which is Wits Peak, which is a Belgian wit beer. So we do have a few celebrity investors. David Chang, the restaurateur, is one of our investors. So is JJ Watt, the former football player, and then also Lance Armstrong is also one of our investors. So Athletic Brewing is named after, obviously, sports. Bill is a huge ultra-marathoner, so he wanted to create beer that you can drink anytime that tastes just as good as regular craft beer. So we actually don't de-alcoholize anything. We have a proprietary process where the beer is fully fermented, but the alcohol never develops in the first place. And the advantage there is when you're de-alcoholizing, you're stripping out a lot of the flavor esters in the body of the beer. So by fully fermenting it and avoiding that process altogether, we avoid the whole process of keeping all the flavor in the body of the beer.
But no.
So Rum Wild is our flagship IPA. This is the #1 craft NA in the country right now. Oh, I also forgot to tell you that we are also the best-selling non-alcoholic beer in the country as well. We are also distributed in Canada, the EU, and the UK now as well. So this is Rum Wild. This is a session IPA in style, and this is our best seller. The hops we use in this one is Warrior, Rose, Cascade, Chinook, and Citra. All our hops are from Crosby hops in Oregon. In Oregon?
Like 5 square. He just wants to put that like laminate, like he has down in the first floor.
Is it
He
tape?
wants to put that
Is
up.
it shorter or longer?
Not really
Like
nice.
non-alcoholic.
Now next he said is back there. You got that camp.
It takes about the same amount of time. So the brewing process is actually the same as regular beer. The only thing that's different about it is like a few degrees here in the fermentation, a few degrees there. Everything else is just the exact same as regular beer.
So as
He got it from her.
a person who runs a bar, running
It's looking tough, man. I was like, whoa, bud.
and hey,
I could have been
I
ready.
live here.
Hang out there.
Yes. The process is,
I tell you, he got a lot of
it is a little bit more complicated, to be honest with you. As a sales department, the brewing department doesn't tell us how exactly it's made. And we do have to sign a non-disclosure agreement, so even if they told us, I wouldn't be able to tell you. But yes, and also the other thing is that all our ingredients are sourced from like the best available. Crosby hops is also B Corp. We are B Corp as well, so we try to source everything as naturally and the best quality as possible.
So what happened to Neely and Laura?
Right. It's the same grain.
Laura
Same grain.
already, well, she probably left for rings now
So
because baby goes to
it's a
sleep.
little bit hard to sell. You know,
I've never
here
been
$8
like
and here $8.
Like,
Sure.
we'll knock that baby down.
I think
He has to
we
take a
need
nap
a little
exactly
more
the same time. Can I feed him before a certain
education, or
time? I don't.
be a little more aware of what the story is.
Right, so, you know, we're not trying to substitute beer in any way. For us, we just consider ourselves a craft brewery that happens to make beer that has no
But
alcohol.
apparently they're gonna
So
try
we're not trying
something,
to
they're gonna-
sell a product that's not beer.
But you can't put that shit in the house.
So, you know, if you like drinking craft beer,
Because
we'd like you to think that you'd also like to drink craft beer with no
that when
alcohol.
he's down, he's
And
not.
if you're willing to pay
They
that
had our
price for
students
craft beer, let's pay that same price with the same ingredients and the same care that it takes to make this beer.
I get it, but you must have a.
I love fried
That's
chicken.
a tough test.
As I was telling you, like before, it's gotten a lot easier in the last year or so. I've been working for the company for almost 3 years now, and in that time, non-alcoholic beer is the fastest growing category in beer. And last year, the only other brewery that grew more and generated more dollars with Athletic Brewing Company is New Belgium. So, the number one fastest growing, number two fastest growing brewery in the
So
country.
I ordered a stuffed artichoke. And I said, all right, I'll share it with Mary and Marie. So I had pizza. So I took like 2 leaves off the thing and I ate it. And they-
So we were founded in 2017,
And
so
Marie's dipping the bread.
going on.
And all of a sudden it's getting like to the other side and I'm like, what is it? And black and blue. Want to see what one of the leaves look
Yes.
like?
So guess what?
You got free meal out of it?
Marie and Mary.
This was the tip of, this was the inside.
It looks like a bug.
So let me tell you,
And
I
to
told
that
him
point, you know,
he goes,
we
oh, I'm
tend to
sorry.
think that we're creating more opportunities to drink beer. If you want to drink beer in the morning, if you want to drink beer while driving or while taking a
They
call.
took the amount off of that and give us an ice cream to share, and that's what we got. Didn't take one time, nothing. But the owner lives across the street from Maria, like 3 houses down.
85% of the customers that we have
swear to God, they all
who
taste
drink
like tea.
also drink regular alcohol as well. So we're not
I
trying to
don't know
say
why, but I get like a taste of like tea.
It is very modern.
White? Oh, yeah, that's great.
So the next beer is Upside Down. This is our golden ale. This is actually the original recipe that John and Bill came up with. This one happens to be gluten removed. We don't call it gluten free because we brew all our beers in the same
I
facility,
wasn't in
but it
I
is
was like, whatever.
technically parts
But
per
then when I looked at
million
the bill,
the
I'm like,
same as
it's
gluten
taking
free.
a drink.
This is the original recipe that they came up with, so you know, it's our original baby. It's a light golden ale style. The hops in this one are Warrior, Citra, Chinook, and East Pennsylvania, East Golden. So this is a mix of American and
Yes,
English
and the
hops.
old night, no. o'clock till 5:30, no.
Just a,
And Mary too, the middle of the night, too. Well, I only ate 2 pieces and it wasn't the whole other side. Right, that's sauce. I didn't notice it until it got to me. Like,
Every time I get it, like it finishes, I'm like, why do I taste tea?
Almost like an Earl Grey.
Yeah, like an Earl Grey tea.
Of course, it's the least
I like the way that it's also floral and also earthy at the same time. That balance
know what
of
I'm
the American
thinking?
hops and
Is they probably already had them stuffed, and they were in the fridge or something.
I really like these ones because I've had other forms of like non-alcoholic beer where it's like, oh, it's a craft non-alcoholic beer, and one of them it was an IPA, and it just tasted like lies. It just like it almost it just kind of like tasted like IPA flavored water, and it wasn't you guys, it was someone else, and I was like, no.
That's typically something that you'll experience with the dealcoholization process. You'll get that the hops note at the beginning, but it dies off really quickly, and that's when like too much of the flavor alcohols have been removed from the beer. I would say that IPA is probably the easiest style of NA to make because you can really mask a lot of the flaws and the mistakes with hops. So something like a golden or a lager is much harder to make taste good as a non-alcoholic. Yeah, so they worked on this recipe for 2 years before they deemed it good enough to release. So the company was founded in 2017, but Bill actually came up with the idea in 2014, started looking for brewers in 2014, and met John in 2015. We are. We do have something called Day Pack.
It crashed a little.
And so that is hop-infused seltzers, which is also a growing category. We do include fruit. We have a mango, a black cherry, lemon lime, and also we're also experimenting with a caffeinated version right now.
oh, and Neil would have fit right into it.
Yes. We only do cans just because it's better for the beer and it's also better for the environment. So, I think you know versus bottles. Yeah. You know, some restaurant owners don't want cans in their restaurants. Which is funny. Some restaurant owners don't like cans in their restaurants. You know?
Same day. My aunt died. Yeah, my great aunt. Yeah. She
ordered a piece of wine, I did this,
Yeah.
he told me
Yeah.
it was my grandfather's brother's ex-wife. But all the kids came from her.
Yeah.
All the cousins.
no, so my Japanese son, so Brittany, so Japanese son,
They're having a baby.
called Brittany to tell her, hey, in return, she said, tell my mom you're new. So it shows this on bed.
You guys ready for this one?
And then the next thing he says
Is that the black and blue one? The black and blue sour?
something else.
Oh, South, yeah. South. You don't like blue cheese, yeah. It's
Yes, so this is Freeway Hazy IPA. This used to be a pilot beer, but it was so popular that we made it into a year-round offering 2 years ago.
You open up that mustard, that's a different one.
Yes, so this is a hazy double hopped IPA. The hops in this are Mosaic, Chinook, Citra, and Amarillo.
Those ones different though. That one's spicy.
Also, just this is also a half wheat based beer as well. I don't know if you can taste that wheat in there,
Yeah.
but
That's a house
this is one of my favorites. I think for an IPA lover,
It's different.
I love the Run Wild for its sessionability, but if you like the hops and the pininess and the citrusiness,
Maybe because the mouth's already running.
something a little bit juicier, I think this one really hits the spot.
Really?
You want mushroom?
It comes with
It's nice.
Which one do you like better? The Flat Wild or the Freeway?
I would have to put some type of like no, but then, so far, everything you've given us, very good.
Well, as we talked about before, the Run Wild is actually available in Kent in New York City now. That's a pilot program that we're exploring in New York City and Connecticut and San Diego, our breweries on. Just as a way to expand the non-alcoholic world. Just seeing it poured on tap is really, really excellent. So if that program takes off the way that we think it is, we will start releasing other styles in Kent for as well.
Well, now it's good.
We noticed that beers were not lasting long shelf life-wise. Is that something that the company is aware of? Maybe it's all, not that it was bad, it was like a few months. The beer had a distinctly different flavor
After 3 months.
No, they're not like
We
like after like
maybe 6 months.
yeah, maybe.
would say, let's say, after 6 months is what we consider the limit of our beer. If you ever noticed anything wrong with our beers before that time, just write us an email and we'll replace it.
No, we I understand why it's happening, but I'm just curious, like, have there been any additional steps needed, or do you think 6 months is enough?
6 months is what we consider to be the shelf life of it. Just because it has no alcohol in it, which is the biggest preservative in non-alcoholic beer. Some non-alcoholic companies do stretch it to a year, but for quality assurance sake, which is really a big thing for us, we have a really big team of R&D and scientists, food scientists who make sure that our beers are shelf stable and safe to consume, which is something that a lot of non-alcoholic companies, especially smaller ones that are just getting into being, don't really consider. Because alcohol is the thing that preserves the beer in the first place. Without it, a lot of non-alcoholic beer can be shelf unstable and dangerous to consume after a while. So we really do take care to make sure that that does never happens with our beer.
Like when you think about it, soda is chocolate with sugar. Some of my brothers, like this is a chocolate with sugar. Let's keep it on.
The process and what we
Now,
We would do it in his house like about a week ago.
not from you, I'm saying from
There haven't, I've heard about brands having problems with exploding.
But I would say this brand changed, like she was pregnant, I was drinking it, and like I said, I did add chocolate to it, but not all the time. Not all the time. 9 out of 10. Not all the time.
I do like using our beers for beer cocktails, honestly. And it's really great, especially like
No, but I mean, I've been drinking them and going, okay, great. Sure, I can do this. And the calories are super low.
because there's no alcohol in it. It has a lot of calories. So, yeah, 65 calories for the Run Wild, 70 for pre-weight, and 45 for X-Sand.
I get a refreshing.
Great, so this next beer is Whiskey. This is our current seasonal beer. This isn't a Belgian wheat beer or wheat beer style. the brewers would not tell me what hops to use. But I can tell you that it is infused with coriander and orange peel, just like a traditional wheat beer in Belgium.
Listen, I want a perfect house. I don't want you to see a nickel in it. When I know my brother, do you see something that has roses on it? You have one year. But that's everybody does. Until it's perfect. Just that one.
I mean, I guess you want to get one. That'd be good.
It would be.
Or gin.
I think you would too.
Or what? Gin.
Maybe ginger.
Yeah, $2.
We build a house and you go serve. I don't care what you do. So I say, well, build.
Sometimes it tastes a little bit of a vegetable note to it. Maybe like a little bit like celery
Everybody
or...
has community to it. So she goes, you know what? I want you to bring me food. Because if COVID happens and we shut down the pool, I'm going to be able to go home. She loves it. And that's what we did. We can have but we didn't.
There is not a, well, so like, you know, hops are naturally an anti-inflammatory. A lot of those benefits get taken away from the alcohol that's in there. So non-alcoholic beer will retain all those hop qualities that are good for you without ruining it with the alcohol. So there's like a really big non-alcoholic beer regimen in German track and field. Their track and field team actually regularly drinks non-alcoholic beer as part of their recovery routine. So in terms of being an anti-inflammatory and also having some electrolytes in it, that is something that is beneficial to all beer, but more so with non-alcoholic beer.
It was the best night we had there.
So it's like electrolytes without having to drink.
Because if you drink the beer, regular beer, then you're dehydrating yourself.
Right. But I'm saying, so it's like having electrolytes, but you don't have to drink like sugar.
And even our sours, I think, are really great for that kind of recovery.
Really great because it's not cold.
So the next seasonal is the lemon radler. The reason being we lengthen the whiskey season because we shorten stout. We lengthened whiskey and we took out stout for next year. So we'll go straight from whiskey to lemon radler to Oktoberfest and then back to its peak. It was the style that was least popular. It used to be really, really popular, but then for some reason people shied away from it last year after New Year's. So we decided to shorten that season and then cut it out for next year.
That's what on 17.
There's one in every crowd, right?
So they actually, we have an Oktoberfest event at Norfolk Brewery, and they did actually play around with a nitro stout keg, which was very, very popular. So it might come back.
It broke a blade, it'll never fly again.
Fall, next fall. Yes, that was what they released for the Oktoberfest. There is. We have a topping of Norfolk Brewery. Yeah, we do have food trucks that come once in a while.
Yeah, we met the lady who designed it.
We just finished the Milford facility in 2022 and it's still being built out to capacity right now. More better
So yeah, and that makes me wonder, so the West Coast operation was Valley Point originally, you guys bought the facility. Was the Connecticut facility?
It's brand new.
It's brand new, built it ground up.
Ground up, and as I said, so now the longest non-alcoholic brewery in the world.
Not so much. No, so the biggest thing that they're helping out with is distribution, especially in the South and the Midwest. They have their own trucking and distribution already built in there, and that was the region that we needed the most help in, was like Texas, obviously like the Texas, the South and the Midwest, and they're helping a lot with the distribution. But in terms of the influence on the company, John and Bill retain majority control of the company, and they have no say in terms of the direction of the company or the brewery is going.
Did y'all ever make a beer to garden? I seem to remember that.
That's not true.
I think it was just
I like that. Very good.
Is there another sour or you only made the one?
We actually make quite a lot of sours. So most of our beers actually never make it to 3-tier distribution. The things that are available in New York City is the 5-year and then the 3 seasonals. But through the brewery, we sell brewery direct, and they'll make a ton of different styles. I believe right now at the brewery you can get like 13 different styles, and each brewing team and individual brewers get a chance to make their own beer. So,
When she was pregnant, they had, that's how she got
to the brewery. And those go quick, so they'll be like available for like a week or 2 at a time, and then they'll brew another batch of a different beer. Right now we, I believe, have 2 different sours that's available through the brewery.
Oh yeah, great.
We both like this.
I see a lot of athletic ads on Instagram. SKUs that are not in New York. Are they like Connecticut and like West Coast exclusive things?
So I was just saying, we do a lot of brewery direct beers that never make it out of the brewery, so we sell them directly through the brewery, directly to the customer, so you can order them online.
Wow.
It comes in a lot of headaches for you and I. Yes.
Yeah, but if you don't.
Yes. So legally speaking, non-alcoholic beer has to be less than 0.5%. We're always well below that. We're about 0.2, 0.3 usually. But yes, so that's just the law. That's the way that the American law was established, is 0.5 or less. Actually, it's the same thing in Europe as well. 0.5 is the threshold where you can never get intoxicated through drinking as many non-alcoholic beers as you can. A lot of people do try to differentiate between 0.5 and 0.0. I will point out that Heineken 0.0 is actually not 0.0. It's 0.02% alcohol. Anything that's below the 0.1% is rounded down to 0.0. And then also things like brioche bread or a ripe banana, they have more than 0.5% alcohol to begin with. So if somebody's arguing that they can't have non-alcoholic beer because it has 0.5% alcohol, then there's probably a lot of things that they're consuming that have more alcohol than that in it. Brioche bread, sourdough bread, anything that's fermented will have naturally occurring alcohol. Oh, yes. Oh well. Even artificial food coloring is alcohol based, so anything that, like soda for example, has a little bit of alcohol. You have a slide. Biggest seller. In terms of grocery, we're the #1 selling beer at Whole Foods.
Oh,
And then also at Trader Joe's as well. But surprisingly, the #1 venue account or the restaurant account is actually TBI in Ridgewood, which is a rock and roll club that holds about 200 people. I guess younger musicians don't drink as much alcohol, so they go through phases and phases and phases.
That's the extent I'm curious. Has any spot in like Brooklyn or Manhattan done an beer shop combo? Like non-alcoholic? Like really?
They do.
That is crazy.
And then there's Pencil Factory in Greenpoint. They do athletic and alcoholic shop combo called the Hypocrite, which is a non-alcoholic beer and an alcoholic shop. That used to be your account, I think. Huh?
No, actually, I didn't have that money card. I was split that one.
Yeah. Does anybody have any other questions?
So what is the proprietary brewing process? We're like trying to figure it out. Like, I'm gonna write it down right now. It's because I wonder if it's yeast thing. It's like we have the yeast now that creates sour flavors that aren't actually creating sour flavors, right? So I wonder if that's where we're at.
You like the warm or cold? Sorry? Warm or colder? They honestly don't tell us anything. But I would say if you get a chance, go up to Milford and take the brewery tour. Then you might be able to surmise something that I don't know about because I honestly don't know too much about beer brewing.
Well, like our bodies don't produce, we produce lactic acid in our other fermentation, right? So if we were creating alcohol, we would just be drunk every time we worked out. So I wonder if they just had another brand of yeast that does that.
Hour and 46 minutes.
Yeast marketing time, it's been in. Well, that could be one part of the equation. It could also be like a low malt bill, you know, just enough for carbonate. Still makes you feel good, you know.
Saturday.
Look at it. It's like,
I honestly don't.
all good.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for coming out to Staten Island. Appreciate it. Have you been out here before? First time? Oh, yeah. Oh, awesome.
Giveaways.
Woo! Yeah.
No one's giving us swag.
Restart.
How's nobody's dinner?
Very good. I don't know how to divvy it up because I only have 3 things. Well, for stickers, I have a bunch of them. And posters, I have a lot of them. But I have a small t-shirt,
Not me.
an extra large t-shirt, and one double XL jacket.
I'll take the double XL jacket.
You guys want to type for it?
That's okay.
Ooh, thank you.
What about, where's Mike wear?
Make sure everything's okay.
What do you wear? Any of those?
I think the end down.
I guess I'll go small.
Didn't Mike say there was going to be alcohol after this?
One of our friends that we all the time, he just had to work today. I just wonder.
I thought he said there was going to be something else.